Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. Today we will take a look at how to create the Batman in DC Universe Online. So let's get this party started. Some of you guys asked if I could make a video showing the character loadout and all that stuff. That will be a Batman character build video that I will make soon enough. I'd been a bit of a foolish fool. I thought that I could just make my Batman 2021 video by mostly showing the new style we got to create our friend the Batman and show maybe a few possibilities. But as it turns out, I really should have made a Batman character creation video for 2021 as opposed to just making a whole bunch of style with our friend the Batman. So let's get this party started. So at character creation, this is about as close to creating our friend the Batman as we can get. Obviously, it's not really it, but again, the character creation, you don't have a lot of options to be able to create our friend the Batman. Although the style itself works well enough, but you really need a better headpiece. For headpiece, I'm using the V-Slim line. A lot of people like to use a Valiant face piece to be able to sort of try to fake out the ears of our friend the Batman. Doesn't really work, but it's pretty much the only option you have at character creation. The other option would be to simply do not use the ears, which is usually what I do. Or for the back piece, you simply use a classic cape until you can get a better cape a bit later on. The chest piece, technically any chest piece could do the trick, but the high collar chest piece will allow you to sort of fake out having a Batman cowl. So here, if we remove the cape, you can see what the chest piece does to sort of mimic having a cowl with our Batman character. So it pretty much covers the neck of the character with the same color as the cowl. In this case, black, obviously. And also a question I got not too long ago is where can we get the chest piece with the high collar? Actually, everything you see here, you can get it at character creation, or you can get it in the Watchtower. If we go into the Watchtower, we have to go. I'm going to take the long way around because some of you guys don't seem to know that. If you go to the very bottom of the Watchtower, you will see a whole bunch of vendors. So it's called the War Room. Basically, you'll see that is where you can find the training dummies, the sparring targets, and you have a whole bunch of vendors. If it does spawn, so you see the sparring targets, you see the vendor over there. You see another one over here. I'm not going to look at all the vendors, but basically there's a whole bunch of vendors over here, and here you have the vendor where you can purchase the chest pieces. So if you need the high color chest piece, and you did not select it at character creation, this is where you can purchase it. So everything you can get at character creation, if you don't select it, not everything, but a whole bunch of stuff that you can get at character creation. If you do not get it at character creation, you can later buy it here in the Watchtower. And if you are an evil villain, you have the very same vendors in the center of the Hall of Doom. So you'll see there's a whole bunch of vendors over here. So these are the very same vendor that you find at the bottom of the Watchtower. So if there's some items that you do not select at character creation, you should be able to purchase most of these from those vendors. So for the glove, you can get the fin glove. Sadly, they only have 2 fins, but you will get other options a bit later. For the belt, there's the simple utility belt, but a bit later you'll have a whole bunch of belts you can use. Basically, you need belt with a whole bunch of pouches around the belt. So there's a lot of those later on. But the simple utility belt works well enough. Once you get that belt, you don't really need another one, but you do have other options. So for the pants, obviously the New Genesis pants to get the short shorts. And for the boots, the tall classic boots. And for a long time, the only emblem we had to create our friend the Batman was the circled wing emblem. We now have a few options, but way back when, this was the less bad option we had to be able to create our friend the Batman. And at character creation, it's an option that you can still use if you do not already have a Batman emblem. Although straight at character creation, you could decide to use the Dark Knight cowl or the Dark Knight helm. You decide. Usually I go for the cowl, but you can choose whichever option you need. And also, if you do go for the cowl, then you won't really need the high color chest piece. Any slimline chest piece should do the trick. So with the Batman cowl, we have something that looks pretty good straight at character creation. Sadly, there's one catch. You have to purchase the cowl from the marketplace. So if you go to the marketplace, you go to style items, you see the Dark Knight cowl pack. And it's $2. It's $1.80 if you are a subscriber, because as a subscriber you get 10% off in the marketplace. But if you are not a subscriber, it's going to cost you $2 to get the Batman call. If you cannot afford to spend $2 to play this universe online, I don't know what to tell you. And also, if you purchase the call from the marketplace, you can redeem it for every single characters in your account. So if you have a Batman character, a Batgirl character, a Batwing character, you could use the call for all of them. But if somehow you do not want to purchase the call, that is fine. There are other options. The first option at character creation is to use the Dark Spectre Batsuit headpiece. You can purchase the headpiece from our friend Batgirl in the Watchtower. But in order to be able to purchase the call from Batgirl, you have to be combat rating 43. So until you reach combat rating 43, sadly you will not be able to purchase the call from our friend Batgirl. So you will need source marks to purchase the call, and of course you will need some game cash in order to be able to do so. Although by the time you reach a combat rating 43, you should have more than enough source marks and more than enough cash to be able to purchase the call. You could purchase the whole suit if you want. You can see the whole suit in the display. But to create our friend the Batman, all you really need is the call. Although I guess you could use the belt and the gloves if you really want to. One of the nice things that the gloves do have is that they do have the 3 fins on the gloves. Although it is some pretty big mechanical gloves, it would work a bit better for a character like the Azrael Batman as opposed to the classic Batman. But you decide. There is also another version of the Dark Spectre Batsuit, the Dark Spectre 2018 Batsuit. It is a version of the Batsuit where they pretty much redid all the textures, and I have to admit, I like it much better than the original version of the Batsuit. There's also a bit of textures that make it look a bit battle-worn, but some of the color are much richer. Like you can see how nice the yellow is, as opposed to how it was with the previous version. Sadly, the bad news is that you have to buy it from the marketplace. So the whole suit is $5 in the marketplace. Obviously, I'm a subscriber, so it's $4.50. But if you are not a subscriber, it will cost you $5. But it is a much nicer version of the Batsuit than the one that the Batgirl is selling. But if you do not want to purchase the Batsuit in the marketplace, then you have no choice. You will have to purchase the suit that Batgirl is selling in the Watchtower. For the gloves, I almost forgot to mention the Dark Defender gloves. For a while, it was pretty much the best gloves we had. The gloves have 3 fins, like Batman gloves should have, but they were sort of mechanical armored gloves. Those gloves, again, would fit more with an Azrael Batman type character, but for quite a while, this was pretty much the better option for a Batman character in this universe online. In order to be able to get the gloves, you have to get all the briefings from Family Reunion and from Brothers in Arms. And there is also the Bat Gauntlet. It's another pair of gloves that is a very armored pair of gloves. I was going to say the bad news is that it is a rare random drop from the vault. But I guess the good news is that with the next update, there should be some changes. Basically, the vault will be removed, and there should be a vendor where we will be able to get the items from the vault. I have no idea just yet how it's going to work, so I probably shouldn't mention it, but too late. So once we get more information about what's going to happen with the vault, I'll let you guys know about it. But at this point in time, you can only get those gloves from the vault. But when we do get the next big update, I'll let you know how we can get the gloves then, or how we can get anything from the vault then. Another option would be to use the Daring Vigilante. Here I'm using the head style, the gloves, the belt, and the cape. Sadly, with the head style, you will have to use the high collar chest piece in order to be able to get the neck of the character black. So if you look in the armory, you can see the full style. Although in the armory somehow I'm using the wrong belt, it happens. The Daring Vigilante belt is actually the one I'm using right now. It is a Batgirl style. It was the Batgirl style from the New 52 that they decided to give us way back when. Sadly, the bad news is that the style comes from Prometheum lockboxes. Although from what I understand, the lockboxes will disappear in the next update, so I'm not sure how we're going to be able to get the style in the future. Although right now, the only option really to get the style is to just buy it from the broker. So here you can see they seem to have most of the style. So for the belt, sadly it's going to cost you 2 million to be able to purchase the belt. We're not using the boots, we're not using the chest. For the gloves, it's going to cost you about 4 million. We're not using the legs. And for the back piece, for some reason, even though the style is called Daring Vigilante, for the back piece, it is called the Batgirl. So here you can see the Batgirl cape for 745,000. So if we look at the description, you can see the style is called the Daring Vigilante, but somehow in this case, they decided to call it the Batgirl's cape. And seeing how we are at the broker, I guess it's time to break the bad news. For the Batman emblem, the BVS emblem, that emblem is no longer available in the game. And you cannot sell that emblem to anyone. So if someone offers you to sell you that emblem, they're lying to you, you cannot sell that emblem to anyone. This emblem was available for a short while, for about a month, when the BVS movie was released, and it is no longer available in the game. And sadly, the same is true also with the Batman 80th Anniversary emblem. Although they've added an option to the Batman 80th Anniversary emblem, you can, if you have it on one of your character, you can now unlock it on every single characters in your account. But you have to have it on at least one of your characters in order to be able to do that. But there is one option that you can get. It is the Batman Rebirth emblem. So there is the regular version of the emblem, and there is the enhanced version of the emblem. Although if I leave the enhanced version black, you're not going to see anything, so let's put it the blue. So you can see there's some nice shiny effect in the emblem, although as you can see it is pretty small. So I guess it is time to upgrade the look of our character with the Stalwart Defender chest. It is also something you will have to purchase from the broker. It also comes from Prometheum lock boxes. So here we can see the emblem a bit bigger. So you may want to decide to use this emblem, and if you do, you will probably want to use the Stalwart Defender chest. And if you do use the Stalwart Defender chest, the Dark Knight Call might be the better option. Now let's go back to the simple utility as well. So this here can give a nice look to your Batman character. So for the chest guard of the Stalwart Defender, it will cost you about 5 million to buy it from the broker. And you may want to get the boots also. You can see here the boots are 1 million. The tall classic boots work well enough, but you may want to go with the Stalwart Defender to upgrade the look a little bit. For the Batman Rebirth emblem, you have two options. Either you buy it from the broker, but you can see here on the broker, it's about 25.5 million. Your other option is to buy the emblem from our friend Booster Gold. So if you look on the Booster Gold vendor, you'll see that there is the item from the Gotham Time Capsule. Technically, that is where the emblem comes from. So if we scroll down a bit, so here you can see the enhanced version of the Batman Rebirth emblem for 584 quarks. If somehow you think that's too expensive, you can get the regular version of the emblem for 193 quarks. Where or where can you get quarks? You have two options. Quarks come from Time Capsule. Sadly, you need stabilizers to be able to open Time Capsule. If you don't want to spend money to open Time Capsule, you can play the Stabilizer Fragmentation mission, and it will allow you to be able to get stabilizer fragments. So if you are a non-member, you will get 3 stabilizer fragments. If you are a premium member, you will get 4 stabilizer fragments. And if you are a subscriber, you will get 6 stabilizer fragments. You need 15 stabilizer fragments to create 1 stabilizer. The minimum quarks you can get from a time capsule is 10 quarks. But if you're lucky, you could be able to get more than that. The other option to get quarks is to just buy them from the quarks vendor. So you can see at the very top, you can get a box of 25 quarks for 100 source marks. I know some of you will say that it is expensive, but you can get those quarks completely for free if you want to, as opposed to paying to buy stabilizers to open time capsule. Although for the Batman emblem, there is another option if you want to. You could decide to get the Flashpoint Batman emblem. There's the regular version of the emblem, and there is the enhanced version of the emblem. The emblem comes from the Flashpoint time capsule, but at this point, you have to purchase the time capsule from the broker, so you may as well just buy the emblem itself from the broker. Sadly, it is a bit pricey. So we can see here, the enhanced version of the emblem is 19 million, and the regular version of the emblem is almost 26 million. It's a bit ironic, sometimes it happens. The regular version somehow is more expensive than the enhanced version. You would think it would be the opposite, but once in a while, that's what happens. But it does give us a nice Batman emblem for our Batman character. And recently they gave us a brand new set of Batman gear that gives us additional option to be able to create a Batman type character. But before we take a look at that gear, so for the cape we have the Batgirl cape, but if somehow you cannot purchase a Batgirl cape from the broker for whatever reasons, there is the Batwoman cape that is pretty much perfect for your Batman character. I have a video about the Versa Batman cape, so I will put the link to that video in the description down below. Actually, I have videos about a whole bunch of stuff, about the headpiece, about the gloves. So I'll put a link to those videos in the description down below. And recently they gave us a Flashpoint Batman set of gear that gives us a few extra options to be able to upgrade the look of our Batman character at least a little bit. The Flashpoint Batman set of gear comes from the Knights of Vengeance time capsule, but you can also buy it from the broker. So you can see the belt, it starts at 1.4 million. And it goes down to 1.2 million. And the boots are 1.2 million. Actually, less than 1.2 million. And the cape is a bit more pricey, but you can get it for a bit more than 15 million. And this is the enhanced version of the cape. The gauntlet starts a bit more than the 3.5 million, but they go down to a bit less than the 3 million. For the pants, it's a bit more than 8 million, but we're not really going to use the pants. The same for the shoulders. So here you can see the boots a bit more than 1 million, almost 1.2 million. The cowl, almost 10 million. And here you can see the Knights of Vengeance time capsule. So basically, either you purchase the time capsule and hope to get lucky and get what you need from those, or you just buy the style you need. You decide. Actually, the belt works well enough as well. Not sure why I didn't mind that the guns were linked to the belt somehow. So here we can use, basically I'm using the headpiece, the belt, the gloves, and the boots to upgrade the look of my Batman type character. There's only one thing though, I'll show it to you in just a second. And the cape, holy crap, the cape is pretty awesome. The cape is really long, and the way it floats in the wind a bit, it gives a really nice look to our Batman character. So if you've ever wanted to create your friend, the Batman, this is a really good option. Sadly, you can see here a bit, there's a bit of clipping around the neck with the chest piece. It's a bit sad. The one workaround would be to put the top of the chest piece black so that we don't see the clipping as much. And it does make our emblem pop a bit more. It does give a bit more contrast with the emblem, but you decide. They gave us a Batman Beyond set of gear at some point. I'm not going to make a video about Batman Beyond. I'm not going to include the Batman Beyond or Batwing or alternate Batman. I'm going to focus on the main Batman in this video. But there are a few items that could be used to enhance the look of our Batman friend. For quite a while I used the belt and the gloves for my Batman character. And also, if somehow you do not have a Batman emblem, you could decide to use the Batman Beyond to be able to have yourself a Batman emblem. It doesn't work as well as using an actual emblem and the Stalwart Defender chest, but it is an option you have. There is also the Future Batman that could be used to enhance the look of your character. Personally, I kind of like to use the gloves. They are a bit bulky, but they do have the 3 fins that our Batman friend needs. You could also use the chest piece if you do not have an emblem, but let me show you. And the chest piece sadly is a bit bulky and it will clip with a whole bunch of belts. So if you use the chest piece, you pretty much have to use the belt. But it does give an armored look to your Batman character. But it would be a good option. It does give a nice emblem to your Batman character. In the armor you can see I have the enhanced version of the suit. Sadly, if you put the emblem black for the enhanced version, it becomes the same as if you had the regular version. So if you're going to put the emblem black, just use the regular version. Don't bother with the enhanced version. But if you do use the enhanced version, then you will have to put some extra colors on your Batman character. So personally, I would prefer to go with the Stalwart Defender chest, but you decide. Although you could still keep the belt of the Future Batman if you want to. Although another option that works well with the belt is the DC Bombshell Harlequin belt. It is a nice belt with some pouches. Sadly, there is one problem. You have to purchase the style from the marketplace, and you cannot just purchase the belt. You have to purchase the complete DC Bombshell Harlequin style. So you can see you get the belt, the shoes, the goggles, the gloves, the shorts, and the chest. So do you really want to spend $5 only for the belt? You decide. But if you decide not to purchase the belt, again, as you saw, there's quite a few options that you can use in this Universe Online already. And there is a couple of materials you could use to try to enhance the look of your Batman a bit. The Void material is something that comes to mind. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. But if you look to my armor to the left, you can see that the cape, the gloves, the cowl, and the boots are a really nice black. Although one material that can be used is the black Royal Chrome material to enhance the look of our Batman a bit. Sadly, if you use it on the head, as you can see, it doesn't work too well. So what you have to do is that you have to use the bug goggles in order to be able to keep the eyes of your character. So again, for the cape, you can use the black Royal Chrome as well. Sadly, for the gloves, if you try it with those gloves, as you can see, it's not going to work very well. So in this case, you pretty much have to use the thin gloves. You want to have a pair of gloves that has only one color channel. Sadly, for the pants, we can't really use the material on the pants. There's no way to be able to reproduce the color or the pattern we need with this material. And with the boots, sadly, the boots support more than one color channel, so it's not really a good idea. So you will need a pair of boots like the Stalwart Defender that have only one color channel. It's not exactly it, but it's a pretty darn good upgrade to our Batman character if we use the black Royal Chrome material. I love the look it gives. Really nice. The Void material could give a similar look. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. Sadly, the Void material at this point is very expensive. You have to purchase the Void material from Booster Gold. For the Royal Chrome material, the good news is that you can get it from the marketplace, so you won't have to purchase it from Booster Gold. The bad news is that it costs $25. But you do get like 21 materials, and you can redeem the materials for every single characters in your account. So if you're like me and you have a lot of characters, it's a blessing. There are some materials that are very difficult to get, and trying to get those materials for multiple characters sometimes just is not possible. But when you purchase the materials from the marketplace, you can redeem them for every single characters in your account. And again, when you have a lot of characters like I do, it's a blessing. So here I switched to my multiverse character so that we could take a look at a few materials. So here we can see the Void material. Again, the only real option to be able to get the material is from Booster Gold. Yes, technically you might be able to get it from on the broker if you're really lucky, but odds are you would have to purchase it from the trade chat, and on the trade chat it'll cost you billions to be able to buy it. I know that it's expensive on Booster Gold as well, but sadly in all the options we have, the Booster Gold option is the less bad option of the bunch. And here we can create a pretty darn good version of our friend Batman from the animated series. So if we put the material to black, it gives us something not unlike when we use a black Royal Chrome material on our other Batman character. Although here the black is even darker, even blacker. It really gives a silhouette look to our Batman character. And there is an advantage to the Void material. Here I'm using the Owl boots. I would not be able to use those boots with the black Royal Chrome material. But with the Void material covers the entire piece of style. So, and even for the gloves, let's switch a few things. So if you remember when I used the material on the Future Crusader, it did not work too well, but here the Void material covers the entire piece of style, so there's no problem. And we could also use the Knight of Vengeance headpiece if we want to. So we can give a nice look to our Batman character with the Void material. Sadly, the one thing, we cannot cover the short shorts. It's sad, but that's how the material works. And we do see a bit of clipping still with the headpiece. Not as much as with the Stalwart Defender chest, but there is a tiny bit of clipping still. And of course, for the eyes, we have to use the bug goggle eyes. Otherwise, we would lose the eyes of the character. So obviously, we could decide to have a cosmic Batman look with our Batman character if we wanted to. Or we could use a black color channel to get something not unlike the effect we had with the Void material or the black Royal Chrome material. But again, in order to be able to pull off that effect, we need a pair of gloves that has only one color channel. Actually, we could get away with two color channels, and the same for the boots. there is the Swarming Bat aura that we can use to enhance the look of our character. Sadly, the bad news is that the Swarming Bat aura is something that we can purchase during the Halloween seasonal from the Halloween seasonal vendor. If you go to the marketplace, if you go to bundle, you will see a Batman Family Pack bundle. The Batman Family Pack comes with a whole bunch of stuff. There's a Batman style, which is the Batman Beyond style. There's a Robin style, which is the Armored Detective style. There's the Nightwing style, and there's the Huntress style. But also, there is the Swarming Bat aura that comes with the pack. And then also you get 20 stabilizers, you get 150 source marks. So you can get the Swarming Bat aura from the Batman Family Pack. But as you can see, the pack is it's $45 if you are a subscriber. If you are not a subscriber, it will cost you $50. So you decide, either you bite the bullet and you purchase the Batman Family Pack from the marketplace, or you wait for next Halloween and purchase the aura from the Halloween vendor. I guess my pants are on fire because there is one more thing we can look at. It is the Batwing accessory. So here you can see it's a small accessory. It's a little Batwing that will fly behind your character. So wherever you go, the Batwing will follow. Sadly, whenever the camera gets too low, you can see the Batwing. I like to say it goes into stealth mode, but basically it disappears. The same if you get the camera too close. So if the camera gets too close, or if it gets too low, too close to the ground, sadly your little Batwing disappears. It's sad, but that's how it is. And in the case of the Batwing, you have no choice. You have to get it from the marketplace. So you can see here the Gotham City Starter Pack. So here the Gotham City Starter Pack will cost $9 if you're a subscriber. If not, it will cost you $10. You do get a few more things. You get the Future Crusader style. You get the Clown Prince style. These are enhanced version of those styles. You get the Gotham City Emergency Signal. You get 25 source marks. You get 10 Soda Cola. So you can see here the little Batwing in the picture. Although the Batman style and the Joker style look nothing like the picture. I have a video about the Gotham City Starter Pack, so don't worry, I'll put that video in the description down below. You'll be able to take a look at the pack if you want to see exactly what you're getting. And of course, there's the Future Batman style that you can get. You can get it either from our friend Booster Gold. You could try and buy it from a broker, but at this point, I'm not sure if it's still on the broker. Or you could get it from the Gotham City Starter Pack. You decide. It's a pretty cool looking Batman style, but it is a pretty armored one. And one of the looks that I love to recreate is the Batman from the 1989 movie. Basically, the secret to reproduce this look, very simple. You use the stealth material. Love the look. Sadly, the stealth material, you have to buy it from the Quarks vendor, and it will be expensive. But if you want to recreate the look of our friend Batman from the 1989 movie, this is pretty much the best option. Of course, you will need the yellow oval Batman emblem. If you have no choice, yeah, you could use the Flashpoint Batman emblem, but it's not the same. So at character creation, your option obviously to create our friend the Batman are a bit limited. Again, early on, you may have to purchase the Batman Call from the marketplace, although even later on, even once you gain access to the Flashpoint Batman Call, you may still decide to keep on using the Batman Call from the marketplace. You decide. But at this point, we do have an embarrassment of riches to recreate our friend the Batman. If you have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. I have roughly 2,000 videos about this universe online at this point, so if I don't answer your question right away, just search in my videos. Odds are I already made a video that answers your question. Or click one of the videos that you see on your screen right now. Bye-bye.